Welcome to the Budcast, episode 6, where we discuss smart solutions to dumb problems and smart solutions to problems that no one has. Disclaimer, we don't know anything, and we are not experts in any field by any stretch of the imagination. So what we say is what we say, and our opinions are not facts. With that being said, Ted, how we doing?
Bud, I'm doing really great. I have an
I'm
expensive
doing
beer in front of me, man. I can't complain. Expensive beer, can't complain, man. Life is good.
Also, disclaimer, we're both terrible people. And we might have had a few.
A few. Too fast. Too fast. I'll admit, too fast. We're drunk. Yeah.
Oh no, never.
Yeah, we kind of decided that we needed to do something special and different for the season finale. This podcast has felt really good. Like, we've really made something out of fucking nothing. We've Bud and I used to have these conversations all the time. Like, we'd just be the only two people left in a voice chat, and we would.
So yeah, this whole podcast was my brainchild. I'm gonna take that credit.
Sure. 100%.
Because I don't use social media much anymore, but on Facebook, I would literally like 2-3 a.m., 2 in the afternoon, maybe 8 a.m. when I first wake up, just write out some dumb post that means nothing but jargon, gobbledygook, butt cheeks. I don't know.
I love that you started sharing those posts from a year ago on Facebook again. They make me so happy. Please continue doing it.
Like, people straight up, like, they started contacting my mom and be like, is Buddy okay? Like, no, I'm fucking great. I'm just like, once I wrote one longingly day for my children of age to rotate around the big orange ball in the sky 21 times. So that one day they
legitimately shared that one.
Huh?
You legitimately shared that one like 3 days ago. You couldn't wait for your kids to be 21, and that could have been the whole ass post.
Go to the local establishment and consume the plant juice that makes them dizzy, which is beer.
But yeah, so like I said, we wanted to make sure that the season finale felt like something different. Bud started taking those Facebook posts and started posting them on the Cringe Crew Discord when it became the community Discord. And he and I would always have conversations about it, and Bud created the brainchild. He's like, let's do something. And we did the podcast, and here you are, either looking at us or hearing us or whatever it is, and making something. Yeah, I can't spin my head that fast. I've been drinking. But
if you disengage the hinges in your neck, and you pick up your neck every morning and twist left and then right at 90 and 120 degree intervals, you can begin to unhinge the joints in the back of your neck that will allow you to rotate your head at incredible speeds for whatever reasons I may not know, but don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But I don't
know. We decided that getting drunk and having these same conversations we always have would be a lot more fun than just having the conversations. And so here we are.
4?
5. That one's 5. That one's 100.
No, wait. 5. I've got 6 and 7 and 8 downstairs, but I only bought an 8-pack. So, but these are the big ones.
They sell them in an 8-pack?
These big ones, yeah.
Do they come? They also, come. I imagine in an 8-pack. In an 8-pack, they have to come 2x4, right?
How much is a standard beer? How many fluid ounces?
If it's a standard bottle, standard can is 12.
These are 16.
Okay. So in an 8-pack,
Excuse the obscene burping.
Oh yeah, that's gonna happen. In an 8-pack, right? It has to be 2x4, right? That's the way you standard package it in a rectangle shape. Okay. All right. So the first thing that came to my head is like a standard 6-pack carrier that's got the handle in the middle and then the beers still in the front. But it's 2x4.
Yeah.
That makes me so uncomfortable.
Why?
I don't know. It just doesn't look right. I don't like it. That's exactly what I said. That's exactly what I said.
God, you sound like my grandmother when she had dementia.
I hope so.
No, like my grandma was fucking amazing all the way up until her untimely demise. That sounds so bad.
Okay, when I get nervous, I smile. I hate that I'm fucking smiling because you're fucking laughing. I'm so fucking nervous. That makes me so upset. Bud, no, stop!
Anyways, my grandma was fucking awesome. So, like, my Aunt Sandy came down. Well, up, because she lives in New Jersey. She lives in New Jersey. I think that's all I need to tell you.
Fuck New Jersey.
No, my Aunt Sandy's fucking crazy. Like,
she lives in Jersey.
It's a 5-hour drive. She lives in Trenton, New Jersey. So, I'm not even kidding. She managed to complete the 5-hour and 20-minute drive in 2 hours and 40 minutes. When she discovered that some shit went down at home, at least my home, and we needed some help, she managed to complete that drive in 2 hours and 40 minutes. And she's got a fancy computer. Her average speed was 90.
That's literally double speed limit, literally from leaving the house until arriving at the house. It's double speed limit.
And I love her for it. She's crazy. Anyways.
That's apeshit.
I kind of lost where I was going with this, but she's fucking nuts, and I love it.
It's like we've been drinking. All right. I'm gonna be the one to bring semblance and order into this chat.
Semblance, order. How dare you enter my domain with such atrocities?
Yeah. So.
No, that's right. My grandma, anyways, my Aunt Sandy's crazy. She came up. I know. I remembered. I fuck you, Ted. Okay. Anyways, so after Aunt Sandy left, my sister was taking care of my grandma at the time, and my sister asked Grandma, "Well, what did you think of Aunt Sandy?" And my grandma, in her state that she was in, was like, "Well, Aunt Sandy's a whole lot of you need to do this," and my dead ass. That's what my grandma did, and we fucking lost our shit. Because, like, I've never seen my grandmother act that way, but she was just mocking Aunt Sandy, her own daughter, like, as just, like, this know-it-all asshole. It was great.
But I hate to cut you off.
Yeah.
This bottle of beer that I purchased at $26 a bottle, which is way too much normally.
I've spent $7 on this 8-pack.
I would have paid $50 for this bottle and been satisfied. This might be the best beer I've ever tasted. On this podcast, it's recorded. I've never tasted anything better in my whole life.
You know, I wish I could taste that beer, but you know, you fucking live in the South and I don't.
There's another one aging, so it's gonna taste better, and you're gonna try it eventually.
Anyways,
holy shit.
With that being said, where the fuck were we going with this?
All right, so you know what? I'm gonna put us right back on the tracks. All right,
you put us back where we need to be.
Absolutely.
This is beer number 5.
So
it's probably more like beer 7.
We peek behind the curtains. We also we usually plan the things that we intend to talk about without scripting ourselves. We plan our topics ahead of time. We decided to talk about our plans 8 seconds before I hit record. And we had no plans, and we were drunk. So we had no real good path to follow. But we decided that the place that we wanted to start was the difference between video games and esports. I as much as a nerd as this makes me sound, like I'm super passionate on this issue, but I also know that Bud and I have started this conversation. What's that?
I don't know if I'd categorize it as an issue.
No, okay, all right, yeah, not even an issue, but like the topic. The difference between them is a category that I'm super like into and invested in, that Buddy and I have started to talk about a lot of times, and I don't think we've ever like sat down and really grinded it out.
Yeah, so this whole conversation generally started because Ted, even in college, when I went to the one college that he went to for the 1 year that I was there before I transferred out and didn't fail out, don't shame me that way.
Just drink to it. Just drink to it. Yeah, but I remember
Ed would always watch the esports for League of Legends.
Yep. Yeah.
Religiously.
I remember
Every Sunday.
we started. We started. We had a gaming club. I don't know if club's the best way to call it. There was an organization. We gathered to discuss games, to play games, the whole thing. When I was a freshman and I joined, the whole thing was a whole bunch of D&D players that wanted to find other collective nerds, right? Which is totally fine. All respect in the world. By my junior year, I took over. I forcefully took over. And the club started to become about different things. There was a group of console players. There was a group of PC players. There was a group of people who wanted to play. The big starting card to us was Humans versus Zombies, which I think we've referenced a billion times in stream, which was a weekend-long game of Nerf tag.
I was a god.
Bud was a god.
Don't even fuck with me.
Bud won us that weekend. That is a story for an entirely different fucking podcast.
Not that that's straight up a whole different. And I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I'm going to because I was a fucking legend.
I will toot Bud's horn in that podcast, but that's a whole entire different podcast.
So bad, and I love it.
But yeah, so it was a weekend long game of Nerf tag. That's what sold me to the club. But the club, when I joined it, was distinct to D&D players, and when I started becoming leadership and was on the elected board, we became a club of different gamers. And when I got onto the board of that club, is when Bud was a freshman, and when he joined that club. The thing that really got me into PC gaming was League of Legends, was the League of Legends North American esports. I was watching and I was listening, and I found affinity to certain characters and certain players who played that character. And then I started I got deeper into it, and I started watching the World Championship and the North American playoffs and the different things that made me actually invested in the global esport that was League of Legends. And I can still hear Buddy's voice in my ear telling me, League is fucking dumb and I fucking hate it, and esports are even fucking dumber because of the people that fucking play esports. And while that's not a direct quote from Bud, I think it's pretty close to the sentiment. Yeah.
Degree of accuracy.
Yeah.
I thought esports was pretty dumb for a while. It's like, these dudes are getting paid to play video games. Why the fuck aren't I getting paid to play video games? And then I'll watch it. We'll get there.
Yeah, to be fair, on Bud's sentiment there, right? Both of us now. Yeah, both of us right now are being paid to play video games. Thank you, Twitch, Jeff Bezos. Fuck you, Jeff Bezos, but thank you, Jeff Bezos, for paying me. So both of us get paid on that aspect, right? In the fact that video games are making us money, regardless of how neither of us make this a full income, but both of us make money on video gaming. But there's also a part of us that recognizes the stupidity of video gaming as a career. The thing is true. I'm sorry, but me talking, even me breathing, is cutting off the mic, and I don't know how to fix that. But please talk more.
No. I was just listening. No, you're right. Okay. I think that esports is very much a short-lived. I would argue to call it a career, but
sure. Okay.
It's as you age, your reflexes slow down. Your game knowledge might improve, but your ability to exercise and play in those games and at the level at which you need to participate at, declines. And it's very much a short-lived kind of a thing. And the reason that I'm not against esports, I love, despite what Ted just mentioned, back when I was first introduced to esports, I thought it was just kind of these guys are getting paid to play video games just really well. I'm really good at a couple of video games. Why aren't I getting paid? Kind of a that's kind of dumb thing. Absolutely. And then I started playing competitively on an Overwatch team.
Yep. Okay.
And then I started watching Overwatch esports.
Yep.
Now having a more invested idea into Overwatch in general as a whole, watching and Overwatch esports, it's like, wow, these guys are like actually good. These guys are insane. They've got the knowledge, they've got the ability to execute, and I love all of that. But despite all of that, I still, on a surface level, would tell you that, you know, being an esports gamer is good for maybe 5-6 years. Like,
all right,
maybe earlier. Who knows? But go ahead, Ted.
You've given me 2 springboards. Okay.
All right, let's see it.
The first place. Are you
gonna slam your face into the roof, or are you gonna execute a perfect dive?
I want to say fuck it and do whatever I want to do. All right.
I was thinking diving board, which is a fucking diving. But, you know, go ahead. It's yours.
So the first place I want to start is that your career is a maximum length kind of thing. Okay?
Okay.
I think it's a valid place to start. In almost every other career, almost anything else that you're going to do with your entire fucking life, all right, needs to last you 40 years, right? You graduate college at 21 and you can retire at 65 as the standard retirement age. Right? That's 44 years. The thing that you do as a career needs to last a really long time. The place that I'm going to start to disagree with you is sports. Not esports. Physical sports. Right?
Okay.
The average NFL career lasts 3 seasons. Okay.
3 years or
3 seasons.
How long is a season?
Theoretically, you get 1 season a year in almost every sport, but the length of a season changes depending on the sport.
Sure.
So baseball,
disclaimer: I mean, baseball is my shit. Sure. But like, I'm a Mets fan, and I think that's all I need.
Sorry.
Hey, dude,
okay. No, wait,
back in the 90s and the 80s, the Mets were fucking great. All right.
When was your last World Series? I'm going to ignore all of that and get to my bigger point. It was 1986.
I will fight you.
It was 1986, but I'm going to move on besides the Mets, okay? So baseball's an awesome place to start if we're going to talk sports, all right?
Yeah, sure.
You report for spring
American sport.
As a baseball, I played baseball for a really long time. I love baseball, okay? If I have to pick one sport to watch forever, it's baseball, and I'm not thinking twice. Fuck anyone that says otherwise. Baseball, like spring training, pitchers and catchers, they're going to report in like the middle of March, okay? And you're going to go until middle of October. If you're in the World Series, not if you win, if you're in the World Series, you're going to go until the end of October. So, middle of October until middle of March, you have 5 months off, right? In that time, you have a contract. You're going to make a standard amount of money. If your rookie contract or your minor league contract or whatever it is that you have suggests you're going to make that much money, you're going to make that much money. Sure, there are star players who are going to earn $30 million a year, which is great and all. Okay? Not every player is going to fucking make that. Some players are going to make league minimum. I want to break it to you. In baseball, they have the lowest league minimum, and the league minimum is still over $100,000 fucking dollars. Do you know how many years I have to work in my actual real life job that I'm going to work until we're I don't care. I talked over whatever it is you said, bud, so I didn't hear a fucking word. Neither did the VOD or the podcast.
You're good. No, I was just like, man, fucking screw math and like science. I should have learned how to throw a ball.
Exactly. I work a real job. Okay? My parents have talked to me forever about real jobs because they've worked holidays forever because like that's the kind of jobs my parents work. My parents have aspired for my job my whole life. They've told me I needed to go to college because I wanted to get the job that I currently have. Okay? Do you know how many years I have to work to make league minimum in Major League Baseball?
Like 120?
4.5. I have to work 4.5 years to make a 1 year salary at league minimum in Major League Baseball.
Fuck that.
Exactly, bud.
Fuck that.
So my point is, to your, you retire by age 30, okay? Most of these guys are making more than what the minimum salary is in Major League Baseball, okay?
I assume this tie into esports players making as much or more than a baseball player, right? Is that where this is going? Sorta? Kinda?
Yes. Yes and no. Okay?
All right.
In baseball, all right, Major League Baseball, during the regular season, has a 25-man roster. 25 guys make MLB league minimum. Right? Okay.
Right.
Esports makes a shitload of money because esports makes its money off of Twitch, off of YouTube, off of Facebook gaming, off of the people that buy tickets, off of the brand name, off of people who buy tickets to go live. Esports makes a shitload of money. And when you're on an esports team, I'm going to take Overwatch because that's what you have experience with, right?
Sure. Definitely.
Okay. You firsthand watched the San Francisco Shock win the championship, right?
I did.
Okay, great.
It was good games.
There were 6 people playing live. There are 4 people on the bench. That's 10 players.
Sure.
Okay? 6 plus 4, simple math. When you have when you have a baseball team that wins the World Series, your roster is 40 people that are playing, plus the coaching staff, plus the general manager in the front office, and plus the owner, and plus the scouts, and plus everybody gets fucking paid. Esports has scouts, and that's great. And esports has talent acquisition, which is great. And but there's a whole lot less people that need to get paid, and there's a whole lot more people watching fucking Twitch than the World Series, and that's a goddamn guarantee.
Really?
The money... Watching Twitch watching esports and watching Twitch are different numbers, so watching esports is different than watching the World Series, but watching Twitch is greater than watching the World Series.
Okay.
The money that there is to go around to esports is greater than there is, like, viewership to the World Series. Granted, the Super Bowl might be different because they pay a whole lot more people, and granted, the NBA playoffs might be a whole lot different. I'm experienced with the MLB and baseball because that was something really close to me for a long time. But the money for esports to exists. Yeah. You watching on YouTube paid the owner of Google however much money for however many times you watched ads. Yeah. And even though the players made their enormous fucking cut, the owner of Google still got paid. Yeah. There's a shitload of money in esports. There's a shitload of money in esports. When I brought up this topic, my bigger issue was, like, the way that the game changes from the professional player to the average player. But the professional player and the esport has so much money to go around, and the ability to make it an absolute career. You know, definitely. I look at guys like Ninja, right? Ninja made a shitload of money playing a free game. That guy got paid $30 million by Mixer. I need to adjust my camera. I'm very sorry for adjusting. I wouldn't normally mention it, but I'm fucked up. So,
so am I. I'm not gonna lie. That fifth beer just like 2 whole minutes ago. I just got like slapped upside the face, and I'm like, whoa.
Ninja got paid playing a free game, right? Like that. I jumped straight back to the point. I didn't even comment. I jumped straight back to the point.
You did. You just you're so focused.
I am. Esports is something I'm weirdly passionate about. Okay.
But, I mean, I'm not saying no against that. Let's hear it.
Ninja got paid from a free game. Anyone and their grandmother can all play Fortnite and never spend a fucking penny on it.
Sure.
And that paid that guy because esports exist. Because people have an inherent need to watch competition. And my bigger issue is that, like, you and I have played Overwatch, buddy, and you and I have played on a competitive team.
We have.
We scrimmed for a while, and we were playing against other teams that were competitive, and literally groups of people that wanted nothing more than the competition of that game.
Yeah.
And while those competitions had their own version of fun, they're very different than if Bud and I, at the level where we played competitively, was different than the gameplay in if we were to jump into solo queue and just play ranked.
Yeah. It's very different.
Like, all right. So for the best example is Overwatch, because that's the one we played together, right? When we played a group event, the meta at the end there was Orisa Sigma because Double Shield was really strong.
Yeah, I felt bad for Mike always being stuck on Orisa, but
the big thing was, like, Double Shield worked in a group environment. Double Shield didn't work in a solo queue environment. Taking Orisa into solo queue now means you're dying.
Yeah. So I think here, you know what? Give me 5 minutes to collect my thoughts.
Yes.
We'll be right back.
Yeah.
I need 5 minutes.
100%. 5 minutes.
Mostly it's for to go get another beer, but 5 minutes, we'll be back. Someone in our editing crew is fucking amazing, Like,
thanks, probably, Gabe.
Off now. Yeah, let's go. I'll be right back.
Be right back. All right, so we were talking about esports and video games and how they're different, and I don't think we ever really got into that topic before. Like, I just talked about how cool esports are, but then we both went to pee because we're drunk, and then we have different things to talk about now.
We utilized the facilities, and I went to the cold adult beverage dispensary, aka my fridge. Yeah, what is it? 6?
I kind of choked, but yeah, I think that's 6 for you. I
probably
kind of
9 or 8 because these are like big ones, and yeah, bam! I'm a dab.
Oh, fat dabs. I'm sorry for anyone who's not consuming this visually. Before we get into the next topic,
do the thing.
I wanted to do this at the end because I felt like it was a good place to do that, but also we're both drinking, so this feels like an awesome spot to do this. If it's not already, and if you're not hearing this on one of the digital platforms, the Budcast is going to very soon hit hit platforms, not topics, such as Apple Music and Spotify and other free places to download your podcast, so you can listen to us in an audio-only format. I promise that in the future, we know it's a digital-only format. We're going to try to do things that are much less visual and much more audiologically.
And definitely stick around to the end because we got to talk about the end of this season and maybe future seasons. Who knows? But we'll talk about that later. Don't worry about that. Keep it in the back of your brain. I have shiny rocks up here because I noticed that I had some extra storage space, but.
If you can hear this on Spotify, he touched his brain in 7 places.
It was like 4, not 7.
I exaggerated, and also I'm drinking.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Anyway. Oh, that was very forced, but that hurt.
That was weak.
It hurt. My chest, I felt it convulse.
My beer just, came all over my desk.
I
said it down a bit violently.
Nice.
So I got handkerchiefs. So yeah, I don't know why no one carry I carry handkerchiefs all the time. Why don't more people do that?
So
I've got a collection.
Okay, I'll be honest. next to my desk, right? I exist in 3 places, right? The vast majority of my lifestyle exists in 3 places, okay? There is this computer right here. And there is a drawer full of napkins right here to my right. You're right on stream, it's my right here, it's perfect. Right here,
Sure.
There's a drawer full of napkins. I exist in my car to get from place to place. Also has a center console full of fucking napkins. And I exist at work, which has tissues on my desk and a desk full of fucking napkins, right? It's unreasonable for me to prepare a handkerchief for me to exist anywhere else but those 3 places. 95% of my life that I am awake is at my desk, my car, or my work desk.
That sounds like you got a really... When you put it that way, it sounds really boring.
Yes. Next
no.
question. Yes, my life is boring.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
You know, I occasionally go to a brewery or a bar or whatever, and I go and hang out there.
I chop down a tree.
I occasionally go see my friends. I occasionally do things that are out of the ordinary, but like my thought process there is like, if I went there, my car probably got me there, right? So there's probably the things that I need in my car.
Sure.
There aren't a whole lot of places where I'm like, boy, I wish I had my car, and I wish I were at my desk, and also I need to fucking blow my nose, and also this is the kind of place that has no tissues. Like, I very rarely feel like I'm so far out of civilization that I can't blow my fucking nose without something that's in my pocket 24/7.
You know, I found a lot more uses than blowing your nose, but like, wow, those air quotes make that sound really suspect.
Yeah, you sounded like a dick. You sounded like a dick.
Sure, I'm gonna go with that, and not the obvious other fuck you kind of suspect. But anyways, nah, dude, handkerchiefs, like, I have found so many uses for them outside of like blowing your nose. Like, oh, I spilled something on my jacket. Let me wipe that off real quick. Oh, I need to like wipe off my face because I'm at a nice lunch or something, and like I have this handy, and I already wasted my napkin, or it's in my lap, or something like that. You know, I found a lot of uses for, and they're flannel. Like, come on.
My only qualm with that entire statement, because I agree with you. My only qualm with that entire statement is you're at a nice lunch and need to wipe your face, and you wasted your napkin. Do you know how big those fucking cloth napkins are? What the fuck?
When I say nice lunch, I'm thinking Burger King, okay? Fuck you.
There's a stack of free napkins on every table, bud.
Yeah, well, you know what? I don't eat in. I take out. I go through the drive-thru.
Right.
Also, I could face fuck like 2 McDoubles right now and not even blink an eye.
Only 2. Sad cat.
Well, maybe realistically it's probably like 7, but like to be civil, we're gonna go with 2. But I could fuck a McDouble right now.
I
would go and give myself a McDouble if I wasn't drinking.
Sorry. The environments that I find myself in where like the napkins that are in my car, in my desk at work, and my desk at home, like I can apply that to most situations. It's very rare that I'm without my car, you know?
Sure.
When a buddies and I go out and we drink downtown, like I'm the DD. So I'll have a beer, but it's also in a place that my car is the one that's downtown to make sure that like my friends get home safe, and also I have napkins for when I spill shit on my face.
Ooh, excuse me.
If you go to a fancy dinner, right? I'm not walking out to my car to get a fucking napkin from...
Sure.
Right. But also, that's the kind of place that's going to hand you an extra napkin. And I feel like handkerchiefs just, like, they feel extraneous at this point because of the way that I know I live my lifestyle. I'm not saying they have no worth. I'm saying they have no worth to the way I live my own personal life.
Sure. You know, and I could see that. Don't get me wrong. Like, you know, whenever you're in need of a napkin or something to clean something up or wipe something up, like you're most generally gonna be in a position where you can just like go to a napkin dispenser or like, hey, it's in my glove box. Like, oh, I'm in my house. Go to the kitchen sink. Like, I get that. I get that. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
That's a weird.
My camera fucking shifted because I may not have punched my desk, so I was only looking at like.
No, I've never seen your. I'm assuming that's your waste. Okay, so hold on. First of all, I call it a waste basket, but it's actually
my trash can. No, that's my trash can.
Is it a no, on your other side that you just covered up.
Yeah, that's my laundry basket underneath my fucking microphone. Yeah,
I don't know why. I don't know where it came from. I'm pretty sure it was my grandmother, but like I call that a waste basket, and it's very much a laundry basket, and I don't know why. And if someone wants to psychoanalyze me, Ted,
tempt me.
No, please, I don't need that kind of drama in my life right now. Anyway, I don't know why I've always called a laundry basket a waste basket. Like someone's like, hey, where do I put this? And they're holding up like a dirty dish towel or something. And I'll be like, yeah, just throw it in the waste basket. And they look at me confused. And I'm like, yeah, the laundry basket, not the garbage can. And they'd be like, oh. And I'm like, are you dense? And they're like, no, are you dense? And I'm like, no, you're dense. And then they're like, no, you're dense. And then it goes on for like 20 minutes. And
so I'm a little biased on this because I've been most of the time that I spend online anymore is spent with Aussies. All right. And
well, yeah, I know that.
I wake up earlier in the morning, so they're up.
More the Aussies than you do with me.
Mostly that's time just awake. It's nothing against you, but I love you the most. I'll marry you today, I swear to God. But most of that is time spent awake, and like they have words for things that just aren't the same, right? So
it's a different culture.
Sure. But like you and I, throw that in the trash, right? Is a very common statement. If you want something just thrown away, thrown in the trash, right?
There's calling yourself trash like Teal.
Teal idolizes the trash mindset. Teal's a wonderful human being. I want to clarify context, structure. I love Teal, wonderful human being. He himself is like, okay, yes, all right.
He identifies as trash.
I'm scared of this drunk podcast so much that I need to clarify that. But if something is throw it in the trash, right? If something is thrown in the trash, in Australia, it's throw it in the bin, right? Trash and bin becomes their word for it, right? They're like where we wear sandals, bud. Their whole thing is thongs because it's flip flops. It's a thong. It splits between. Yeah, what? Yeah. If you say thongs in Australia, it's a sandal. It's a flip flop.
I can't forget to pack my thongs.
It's a flip flop, right? Like it's
I love it.
It's different across different cultures, right? So like, wait, hold on. There was a point for me starting this. There was a point for me having different words for things.
It had to do with calling the waste basket a laundry basket.
Yeah, that's what reminded me of bin. Yeah,
reverse those.
Yeah, that's what reminded me of bin. But now I had a bigger picture. I wanted to use those examples to create a bigger picture.
That's on you.
I blame
my
alcohol.
ability to read minds checked out at 1:00.
So
I apologize.
I blame my shit on alcohol.
This is number 6 and it's almost empty.
I've had 3 beers over 8%. This is my 4th.
These are all 5%, but I've had 6 and they're all pints. So
you also fucking slugged them.
Oh yeah. First 3 were down in minutes. I'm not like dead ass. So let me tell the story. I suppose it's a short story. It's not a great story, but you're gonna listen to it anyways because I love you. Don't worry about it. But anyways, so I'm like, I messaged in the Discord. I'm like, yo, anyone down for zombies? And Ted was like, imagine playing zombies instead of getting drunk. And I'm like, and so I hopped into a conversation with Ted. And Ted's like, and he straight up told me like, Budcast episode final isn't going to come out because someone has zombie addiction.
I did a really terrible tweet. I meant to tweet it on my gaming account so that other people could see it, right? Because it's funny, not because I'm actually upset, but because it's funny. I tweeted it on my personal account, and everything on my personal account is usually because I'm mad or sad or butthurt about something. So I feel really bad about making this tweet, but the tweet was hilarious, right? It was like, podcast.
I've seen it as mildly funny, but
yeah. Podcast suspended indefinitely because someone has a zombies addiction. It was funny.
Don't fuck with me, man. That shit's fun.
No, it is fun. It is fun. Yeah. Zombies is better than real life, 1,000%. No judgment at all. But the tweet was fucking funny.
Yeah, no, I put it in the Discord that I'm like, hey, anyone down for a camo grind in zombies? And then Ted's like, I don't even remember what you said. I bet you I can go find it. Let me go find it.
That Twitter's private, but I can read it for you directly. Yeah. The tweet itself is unimportant.
It was in Call of Duty. I'm like, also grinding camos if anyone is interested. And Ted said, did you buy beer yet?
Oh yeah, because we intended to do this podcast drunk.
Yeah. And so I went downtown. I bought an 8-pack of these big cans, which I love because they can actually seal them back up so they don't leak all over your recycles. But as soon as I got in the door and took off my Tiva sandals, trademark, I'm not sponsored by them, but dude, I fucking love Tiva sandals, dude. They're so fucking amazing, dude. They're amazing.
Bongs.
But like, I'm gonna slap you. Yeah, I wish I could. I wish I could, but I can't. But like, if I did, we'd share a beer after I slapped you.
Perfect.
Anyways, like as soon as I took those off, I cracked open a beer, downed the first one completely. I don't even think Ted saw the first one. He saw the second one.
No, I saw the first one and missed the second one entirely.
Yeah, he missed the second one. I'm like, all right, I'll be right back. I gotta use the bathroom, get more beer. Went down, grabbed 3, 4, and 5. Finished those. You guys saw me finish 5, and this is number 6. Oh god, there goes 5.
Fuck! Yeah, no, but Conley and I were laughing at how fast he finished 1, and that was the time it took him to finish this number 2. It was fucking rough.
So like, we're going.
Yeah, Bud be coasting. He jamming.
Yeah, we'd be jamming. Dude, I've got a drum set in the attic that I wish I could go play on, but it's not even assembled. And it's also been in the attic, which is not insulated, so it's been experiencing extreme temperature changes, which more or less is going to ruin it, and I'm very upset, but, like, I don't have a place to build it. Like, I was a percussionist all through high school. God, I've got 7 years of percussion under my belt. I can play drums, and I'm good at it, and I can't play the drums.
I played percussion because it meant I didn't have to learn notes. If we're going to be honest... That's the
no. I still learn notes. Like
I did too eventually, but like
okay, what did you play?
So we signed up for instruments.
Also, Beer 6 is complete.
Third grade, we played the recorder, and 4th grade we had to sign up for an instrument. I picked drums.
Had to or decided to?
4th grade we had to. In the school district I was in, and then 5th grade is when you decided you were in band or you weren't in band, right?
Sure.
So 4th grade, I decided I was going to play drums. It seemed like the easiest thing because it was basically play snare drum or play an instrument where you had to learn notes.
Sure.
Snare drum sounded way easier. So in 4th grade, I was playing drums.
So you played drum. You played the snare drum, right?
In 4th grade, yes. Played snare drum.
What else did you play as a percussionist?
So, 5th grade, between the summer between 4th and 5th grade, we moved. I moved from one school district to a different school district where 5th grade was still elementary school, and they were still learning what instrument do you want to play.
Okay.
I'd already played percussion. I'd already played percussion for a year, so I decided let's just stick with percussion, right? That year, their band was snare drums, and they had one of those big, like, marching band bass drums, right? Where it's in front of you, but it's 8 times your fucking body weight, and you just kind of smack it from the left and right on the beat. I think
standard is that there's 3 different types of bass, but I'm pretty sure you can go. There's 6 standard types of bass drum for marching band. I shouldn't be pretty sure about that. Like I said, disclaimer from the very beginning of the podcast: We are not experts in anything, and our opinions are not facts. But I shouldn't say but. It's more of an addendum. But like, anyways, like I'm pretty sure there's 6 type of bass drums, but there's 3 common bass drums if you don't have enough of a big enough of a drum corps. English is hard. Right. I'm drunk. You. Anyway,
we didn't have a big enough drum corps.
Okay.
Whatever the bass drum we were carrying was small enough that a 5th grader could carry it.
Fuck, that's like maybe this big.
It made a nice thump noise as you bumped it from the left and the right. That's all I know.
At that.
6th grade, they started doing lessons for drum set. I took those lessons for a year, and then I hated the band instructor, so I stopped. I can play a simple beat, okay? It's like that whole kind of like right, basic 4-note beats. I can play them. They're really simple. Like, I'm not dumb. The band instructor sucked ass, so I wanted to participate with her as little as possible. But my mom had a rule in the house where if you're not doing sports or something extracurricular, something else that you'd be able to put on your college like application, you had to be in band, because band was the easiest place to like, hey, I did this thing that wasn't just I took classes.
Interesting.
I appreciate my mom for it, but also fuck my mom for that, because I hated all of the things that I did. So I stuck in band through 8th grade. And while I learned basic stuff on the drum set, that was all that band required. In that time, I learned scales, so the pieces that she put together for our band, like for our school band's performances and stuff, most of the places that I used a musical scale was the marimba.
Sure.
But I can take that and I can apply that to a piano. Like, I know all of the notes. I know a standard, 8-note scale. Like, and I know where all of the scales start and end. I have a basic musical knowledge.
Sure. So the way I learned percussion, I think it was 3rd or 4th grade, about the same time. Because I went to a very small school. K through 12, my graduating class was 18 kids. Like, I live in the middle of fucking nowhere. Like, there's more trees than there are people in my town by like 5-fold. Easy. So like, they take our entire class down there, 3rd, 4th grade. I'm pretty sure it was 3rd. And they'd be like, hey, try every single instrument in the band room, because, that we had enough people. We had so few people that it was possible to do that. And I got to the drum, and I'm like, I know I want to play drums. I want to play drums. I'm going to play drums. So I said no to basically everything else. And I got to the drums, and the Mr. Schulz, love that man. Love him so much. Great guy. Even though he didn't see me through my senior year, I hate him for that, but I still love him. And fuck that guy. He gave me a I know, love that guy, right? Gave me a really difficult, like, and how he did it is he just play like, here, repeat this. And he'd like drum the same thing, like, and then you'd play it back to him. But it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it, and eventually I became a percussionist. And I actually played in an orchestra band, which was orchestra camp, sorta, down in New Jersey with my crazy Aunt Sandy.
Fuck New Jersey.
And I played in an orchestra band where I actually played a gong for one of the songs from Titanic, which I don't know if anyone else knows this, but I'm going to say it anyways. Before you hit a gong, and I mean like a big gong, like a proper size, like before you hit it, you have to warm up the gong.
Yep.
And by that, I mean you start tapping it very gently. Just very, very gently. Just start tapping it just to get it to start ringing a little bit. And then you strike it. Otherwise, you will shatter that bitch into pieces and you're out $700. Easy.
And the sound is a million times worse. Yeah. 100%.
It really is. Like, you warm up that gong. So like I played in an orchestra camp. It was orchestra camp. I'm not a huge fan of it. I enjoyed it as much as one could, I suppose, but it was one of those things my Aunt Sandy's like, hey, you'll enjoy this and I'm going to make you do it. I'm like, I guess I have no other choice. Kind of a thing, but it really was. Yeah. I love my Aunt Sandy. She's great. She's crazy, but like, she's
Except
great.
She's from New Jersey. She's not that great. What?
She was crazy before she went to New Jersey. Now she's just double crazy, but
fuck.
Anyways, it's like I've got like 6-7 years experience on a drum set, and I played a drum set for 6-7 years. And God, I used to be fucking good at it, man. I used to be really good at it. And now, well, I can play a lot of basic rudiments. Like I've still got the 5-stroke roll memorized, for fuck's sake. Buzz, buzz, tap, and you alternate with your hands, and it goes back and forth. But like I remember that stuff, but God, I miss percussion so much.
So my thing is when I played in band, right? I'm about to nerd out in a way that nobody who doesn't understand music is going to understand, and I'm not even fucking apologizing for it.
Hit it quick.
Everything that we hit in band, right? When I actually played in band, was either a 4/4 signature or an 8/4 signature.
God, I wish that was all we dealt with.
But that's my point.
I had to learn crazy ass signatures.
So
I memorized Invicta, which I'm pretty sure is 6/4.
The things that we did were in a standard tempo. 4/4 and 8/4 are pretty much the same. Playing an 8/4 is just 4/4 but faster. Like the difference between the two is next to nothing. Since leaving band, I have gained a musical appreciation in the fact that I love a whole lot of different music. And I watched this video that I hope I will be able to link by the time that this video gets posted. I threw my vape across the fucking floor, so excuse my fucking forehead as I lean down to my floor to pick it up. However,
that's what that was?
Yep!
Fucking go!
So, I watched this guy play in 13/7 time on the drums. That's an incredibly hard fucking beat to keep.
Yeah, it is. I've played in, I think it was 14/8 time?
If you play in 13/7, you have to play a minimum of 13 measures before that time will even out. If you play an even pattern at one note every 13/7, it will take you 13 entire fucking measures before your beat has reset and you're hitting on the same beat as you did in the first measure. I recognize that to a lot of you that means goddamn dog shit. However, it's incredibly fucking difficult. And okay, so for example, let's play a clapping exercise, bud. Okay, where I'm gonna clap on the 4s. You're gonna clap on 2s, right? So if we're playing a 2/4 measure,
like between us, but
there's a slight lag. Okay, but I'm gonna talk through it because I am in a place where my mic is cutting out Bud's mic to the slightest extent. Okay, so I'm gonna clap. Okay, and I'm gonna talk through where Bud would clap if we were on a 2/4 scale, right? So for me, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Bud 2, Bud 4, Bud 2, Bud 4, and that's a 2 out of 4 scale, right? So if Bud were playing a 2/4, Bud would be hitting where I said Bud, and and if I were playing a 4/4 scale, I would be hitting on every beat.
Yeah.
Buds and 2s and 4s. Okay. If you're playing on a 13/7 scale, that means you're doing that clap at the same beat. Okay. But you're counting to 7 before you reset, and somebody who's playing on 13 needs to play 13 times on a beat for every time you play 7 beats. I don't know if you know this, but 7 doesn't fucking cut into fucking 13. So if this guy if this guy is playing a 13/7 beat, it means he's hitting almost 2 for every 1 beat, except quicker and not on an even fucking pace. So this guy is hitting impossible beats, and he's adding distortion in between every beat. So not only is he hitting almost 1.87 fucking times per every time you hit the once on the beat, but he's also adding like variation to it. So there's different sounds that are happening between those beats. It's fucking incredible to keep your fucking time. It's incredible. But he's teaching this guy to clap through it, and he's playing on it, varying on this guy's ability to fucking clap on the beat. I never learned anything like that in band, but the ability to percuss on that kind of time frame with different sounds happening around you is so mind-numbingly difficult that I wish I had continued in band to be able to learn how to count. Which is a stupid sentence, but I want to learn how to count music. Yes. Bud looks...
If anyone's interested, I had to Google it just now, but there's a movie called Whiplash that's literally about, I haven't watched it, but I've watched a lot of clips from, Jesus, I'm drunk. Fuck. I'm going to argue maybe 7, but it feels like 40 minutes ago. I got slapped upside the fucking head with the, hey, you're drunk kind of vibe. Like,
but I'm going to pee ramble for a minute.
All right, I can do that. So, like, there's a movie called Whiplash that I actually found to be quite interesting. If I'm not mistaken, the entire movie is about some kid, some adolescent, whatever, young adult, whatever you want to call it, learning to play in a jazz band. And he's good at it, but he starts playing, and his director, you could describe him as literally Satan. And it's actually not a bad movie from what I've seen of it, but I haven't watched it yet. It is rated R, but it's not bad. It's quite aggressive, and it kind of shows, like, the drums are the core of a band. They are the heartbeat. And that's something that I loved my high school music teacher, Mr. Scholes. Loved him. He fucking great guy. He taught me everything I know about music to date, and, like, musical instruments across, like, no matter what, he could play everything. He majored as a pianist and a trombone player from college, but he could play literally any instrument you ever gave him, and he'd find a way to play it somehow. Fucking crazy, man. He's a madman, literally. But the movie Whiplash is not bad in that it kind of shows that, if a drum section cannot keep time and cannot keep with the beat, the band will fail.
Facts.
You need to have a good drummer behind the drum set. The band follows the drummer, and the drummer follows the director. Yep. To a degree, that's true. To a degree, not always. But, like, dude, if you're going to be a percussionist, you have to be able to keep time. There's no way that you can have a successful band without someone, whether it be a drummer, whether it be a bassist, whether it be something that's keeping time. Because that man, person, individual, woman, whatever, will dictate the speed at which you play.
Absolutely.
And being a good percussionist matters so fucking much. It's not even funny. Oh my God, like, countless times I'd be in that orchestra camp, or like with my percussionist instructor, Mr. Scholes, like in high school. I'd always be in the band room on my free periods, always. And he would sit at the piano, and he'd start playing some beat, and I'm pretty sure one of the songs was Superman, I think. And he would ask me to just riff to the song in order to establish my ability to control time through a song. And I went through marching band, I went through concert band, and I fucking love the percussion. But
sure.
Yeah, no, check out Whiplash. It's not a bad, if you're into music, especially percussion, it's not a bad movie to check out, really. It's not bad.
On the same ticket, I encourage you to go listen to your favorite song, right? I don't care what song it is. If you're listening to this, you have a favorite song, I want you to go listen to it. And I want you to start counting out a time signature at which the beat repeats itself, okay? You'll find that in 3 and 4, if you count if it's a popular song, it counts to 4. I hate to break it to you, it counts to 4. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. On beats 3 and 4, before you get back to 1, the beat's going to repeat itself. Okay? It's gonna jump back to where it normally jumps back to. And 3 and 4 are where the drummer, the percussionist, are going to find variation. They're going to create their own beat, and they're going to make a different musical sound so that you know that it's transitioning into a different section. It's going to create, like, you know, if it's like every fucking club song you've ever heard, it's, you know, 1 and 2 are going to be and then 3 is it's going to pick up, and then 4 is going to just freestyle on you, and it's going to hit a beat where the snare drum comes back to number 1, and you're going to hit the same beat again. Every song that is popular, every song that's on the radio is going to hit that standard 4-song beat. And it's going to create that pattern where number 1 is going to always start at number 1, but the variation is going to start at 3, extreme at 4, and then, like, it's going to create a pattern that you don't recognize to transition into the next section that you didn't recognize, and it's going to keep the same 4-song or the 4 pattern beat. But it's going to, like, the percussionist is the dude responsible for making it move from those different patterns. Yeah.
The percussionist sets the tone for everything.
Yup.
And, you know, I feel like we could probably talk on that forever, but I'm on beer 7 and already pretty substantially intoxicated.
I'm fucking lit, bud. Yes.
I am gone. So, you know, I think it's about time.
Yeah.
All right. So, this was I guess let me give you a bit of passion from the heart, because that's the only thing I can think of right now. But, you know, if you've enjoyed our podcasts, you know, what we're uploading to the YouTube, if you've really thoroughly enjoyed it, I would do anything to hear from anyone in any form of feedback. Like, hey, you know, I enjoyed this, or, I'd love to see you talk more on X topic.
To reiterate that, like, likes on the podcast, likes on the YouTube videos mean a fucking mile. Comments,
they do.
Yeah, no, comments, views, sharing this with your friends. We can see every time you share it to a social media platform. So if you post this kind of thing on your Facebook, we can see it. If you post a comment, we can react to it. If you like it, we can see that those things happen. And those things mean the world to us. They let us know that what we're doing is worth your time and that you love and care about what's happening here.
Yeah, straight up. So, like, you know, I guess where I'm going with this is the final episode of season 1 of the Budcast, you know, and I don't want to see it go, and I'd love to keep doing this, but I'm not going to keep doing this if this isn't something that people enjoy. So, like, if you really enjoy it to some degree, let us know. Like the video, leave a comment, you know, maybe join our Discord. Like, let us know that this is something you want to see, because I am more than excited and more than ready to start recording a season 2.
And man, do something as stupid as send us a DM, man. Send Bud a DM, be like, I want to watch you guys talk about parakeets, and we'll find a way to talk about parakeets.
You got a whole section. I wish I was kidding, but, like, I bet you I could ramble for 4 hours about carrier pigeons. Don't at me, bro.
We had it prepped. He's lying to you. We had it prepped.
So, you know, if this is something you enjoy, let us know. You know, if you got, you know, comments, concerns, questions, let us know. And if we decide to do a season 2, it'll probably be like 7, 8, maybe 9 episodes. We'll have a couple of guests, maybe Conley, bring him in, maybe. Who knows? Maybe bring Mike back if that was the thing that people enjoyed, you know.
Or you guys could suggest guests. Pick your own fucking guests. We're Sims.
No, seriously. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. You know, and we're thinking, and I've been thinking for season 2, if we do a season 2, if it's something you guys enjoy, that we'll do the pilot episode, if you will. We'll do it live, where you guys can live interact with us and talk to us about comments, concerns, questions, topics, stuff like that we're discussing currently.
And if it's a live format, it gives us more opportunity to create longer videos. OBS fucking hates me. And our
Yeah.
max time is 1 hour, 6 minutes, and 12 seconds. I hate to fucking throw that spoiler in there, but if it's longer than that, we can't do it. If it goes longer than that, like, it's because I can stream it, and then I can download the VOD, and we can react to user content. We can add a chat function that we can see things that you say. We can react to them in a live format.
Yeah, this is something that I'd love to keep doing, but I'm not going to do it if it's not something that you enjoy. So if you enjoy it, let us know. Please, definitely. For sure. That's all I've got, really. Like, if this is something that comes back well received, expect a season 2. If not, you can always join our Discord and find reasons to talk to us, I suppose. But,
these kinds of conversations are not things that are going to not happen. You'll catch them in chat and Discord when Bud has random thoughts at fucking 2 a.m. when he's hammered, and I'm going to respond to them, and we're the only two people that aren't scared to answer Bud when he's fucking hammered and creating thoughts.
What does that mean?
I mean, you're scary, but I love it.
I don't know how I feel about that, but okay. Anyways.
I love the conversations. Bud loves the conversations. We're both intelligent enough human beings that we can create a reasonable enough response out of anything. I've enjoyed this podcast a shitload. And even though I've created a very hilarious but shitty tweet that Bud's too addicted to zombies to continue the podcast, I admit, buddy, you have to admit, it was funny as shit, even if I didn't mean it. But I've had things that have kept me busy. Buds has things that have kept him busy. Both of us have had a lot of things going on.
Job applications.
Sure, yeah. A fucking job, a fucking school, a fucking applying to things out of school, whatever it is. Like, things have kept us away from this podcast as a full-time gig. But knowing that people enjoy this and knowing that people are interacting with us outside of the streams that Bud and I do, if this is something that you guys value, like, show us any sort of commitment. I want to continue this. I've been looking forward to this so hard. I was looking. Yeah. All right, peek behind.
Go ahead. All
right, peek behind the curtains. We usually do this podcast on Wednesdays, just because that's what worked around Bud's schedule. The reason that I was yelling about Bud playing zombies too much is because I think that guy played 6 hours yesterday, and we're recording this on a Thursday. Like,
I didn't have beer, so.
But Bud didn't have beer. Bud had
job opportunity and finals. Like, this is my finals week, so
full
try not to stress.
Yeah, full disclosure. Bud had school things to do. Bud had work things to do. I had a job that I'm applying to. I had work things to do. Like, Wednesday wasn't going to happen for us. But I created the tweet. Bud's too addicted to zombies to do fucking podcast. It's a meme. I told Bud about it half an hour after I tweeted it. All right, leave me alone. But yeah. So if this is a thing that you guys want to continue to see, please like the video on YouTube. DM one of us on Discord. Comment on anything that we post on Discord. Like, let us know that this is the thing you're interested in. We can
continue talking about this, but I think it's better that we cut it off while we can.
Yeah, the whole Discord is providing the idea is providing content that you guys want to see, and if this isn't content you guys want to see, you'll prove it. If it is content you want to see, it's a thing that we have the resources to continue, and we're here for you guys.
Yeah, for sure. Just, there'll be links in the description to things that we've commented on and things that we think that you might enjoy clicking on and enjoying yourselves, but, I think that's about all we need to really cover here.
Yeah.
Do you want to see? Let us know.
Yeah. One last time, I know I referenced it earlier, but I'm going to do it really briefly again. If you're watching this on YouTube, it will very briefly become available to you on Apple Music, Spotify, and other very common other podcast platforms. If it's a topic that you're watching on YouTube and you watch podcasts on a different platform, please let us know so that we can make it accommodated to you and your listening preferences. I recognize that we do some visual jokes, but largely we want to accommodate to a larger audience that makes this easier to listen to. So please let us know if there's a way we can better accommodate you finding the Budcast.
With that, drink
wrap
to
up. Happily drink to that. Yep. Yes, sir. Hey guys, thank you so much. Bud, you get the last word, and then I'm gonna wrap this shit up.
It's been fun and fucking yeet and hit that dab.
Yeah.